my god! Oh my god! I'm so happy. Holy sh**, guys. We are back after days of not being able to use my phone. So firstly, this is that sequence of events. It got drowned in the rain in Phuket, obviously in the last video. Put it in a silica gel packet, like dry packet for 48 hours. It fixed it, I got it out, bam, screen's broken. And I was like, this is over. But here in Krabi Town, we found a little Boss Apple repair store. You can see there in the background, you see a little Apple sign, like a little Boss Man ethnic place. And they fixed it in 30 minutes, new screen, and we are up and running. The front camera, which I'm using here, or the back camera, the selfie camera, still a little bit blurry, but the ones at the front are good. And we're about to kick on with the Thai Peninsula expedition and see what we can find, because it's been fantastic so far. Last night we saw the biggest Malayan krait we've ever seen. Unfortunately that was missed, but from now on we're going to be doing some insane herping, and I'll actually be able to vlog it. Fingers crossed, no, nothing else goes wrong, because the foam is pretty badly water damaged. But let's get moving. We got Bank here in the driver's seat. And yeah, I'm looking forward to filming some videos. I missed it, man. I missed filming videos. I missed being able to take phone pictures of stuff. Like, just being phoneless was a struggle for real, man. I'm a modern Gen Z person. Right, so en route to Trang now. You can see our other guys in the car in front of us, and we're here making our way down to a more tropical part of southern Thailand, where the real biodiversity fiesta is going to occur. I'm looking forward to it a lot. This is always the meat and bones of the expedition for me, getting into proper, mature, lowland, primary dipterocarp rainforest. Let's go. So our group came to the authentic Trang night market, and predictably, we're all ordering burgers. So there you have it. What?
Fish and chicken heads, beef and chicken.
That does not look good.
It does look good.
Do you like it?
Yeah, why not?
All right, parked up in Trang, and it is time to get cracking, boys. We are gearing up for what is going to be a mega night of herping. So exciting to be in these ultra biodiverse forests, and we're going to make the most of this. We could be out really late tonight. I'm feeling a 7:30 p.m. to 2 a.m. session. Anything to get the targets. Let's get cracking. All right, almost immediately after getting out the car, Justin spotted this huge Boiga Cynodon, and it was so high up in a tree. We tried to find something long enough to get it down, and we just simply couldn't. And in the while we were looking, somehow everyone lost sight of the snake, and we thought it was over. Then all of a sudden it showed up again, and then it climbed perfectly down from the tree right to us, and we were able to gently retrieve it with a vine. It's a huge one as well. Can you take over filming for 2 seconds? Because snake this size, it's like impossible to freaking film in hand. Like, look at the size of this. Let me go far away. This one's like, no, a snake like this, we're looking at more than, we're looking at about 2.5 meters with this one. If you get it fully stretched out, we're looking at a 2.5 meter snake. It's kind of the typical brown morph, not the most beautiful, but if you look at the rear half of the body, the rear half is like really, really beautiful. It's got those yellow bands amongst the black and brown ones, that kind of tricolor phase banding towards the tail, just becoming black and yellow, like a Boiga melanota almost on the tail. Such a cool feature of one of the coolest boigas, one of my favorite boigas in the region, without a doubt, and a great snake to get us kick-started here in the jungles of Trang, my old stomping ground. Look at this guy go, absolutely huge. It's huge, this Cynodon. Nice first snake of the night, right there. All right, Cynodon action out of the way, and we're getting into the forest here, one of my favorite spots. One we started coming to more in recent times than we did traditionally, because it's been very good to us. There's some interesting stuff here. I've seen blue coral in the past. I've seen some arching cobra, and if anything like that showed up, it'd be absolutely immense. But we're happy to see a lot of stuff, so let's get searching. All right, while we were walking on the edge of the river, I finally got a snake after a lengthy drought. Actually, that's not true. We saw a Boiga nigriceps tonight and spent ages trying to catch it, but it was so high up a tree, and just when we got the branch that it was on down, it freaking moved to another branch and disappeared into the canopy. But anyway, so what's going on at present? I got a rare snake. It's a Calamaria pavimentata. This is only the third I've ever seen, and definitely my first personal record in Trang province. Let's have a look at it. The collared reed snake is the name, and I haven't seen this particular like black morph before. This could actually be my first time seeing what you'd consider to be the northern morph of this species, which is very interesting to me. I like that a lot. Of course, it's got the bright yellow venter and the collar typical of the species and the typical dorsal form, but it's just way darker lacking the more distinctive stripes. Maybe this is still the southern morph, but for some reason it just reminds me more of like the one I've seen pictures of from like Khao Sok and other places north, and even far into northern Thailand. Very wide-ranging species, probably a complex, but yeah, the first for Trang province, and one I'm very happy to see. You know I love my fossorials. All these trips are focused around finding showstoppers, but every now and again we love a rare snake, and we have one here. One of the guys picked up another snake on what started somewhat slowly, but there's still some decent stuff around. We got a Fuska, TS Fuska, and a really beautiful one as well. Really nice greens on the upper body and the kind of banded pattern towards the tail. That's a great feature of this little juvenile here. The ones in the mainland aren't always that beautiful, but this juvenile is certainly a stunner. Such an elegant and grandiose snake with those large eyes. And there's a bit of rain coming down, so maybe that will spike a bit more activity, but for now we're chugging along, turning up stuff at a fairly regular pace. And if it continues like this, we could have a nice species count, but fingers crossed on that front. But here's a nice Fuska in the rainforest of southern Thailand. Beautiful. It's very damp up here, so this is going to be a little bit on the blurry side, but we just got our first Ahatylomic pterosaurs of the trip. I haven't done too much filming tonight, even though we have seen some snakes, because there was a lot of minor and major truncations, but I'll get onto the filming later. But here's a snake, and believe it or not, this is species number 7 of the night. This is a snake we've seen before on the trip, but a very nice individual. We got an actually yellow prass in southern Thailand. It's been a while since I've seen like a true yellow one. We see yellowish ones all the time, but hold on, let me turn my torch on. Let me turn that light off for a second. I think it will look more yellow in my light. Yeah, look at that. Without the warm light, you're seeing an actual yellow prass. I think David found this along the road or somewhere nearby the area. But that's cool. That's freaking cool. Nice to see this morph, and we're going to keep herping. All right, here we got another species, and this is one of the consistents at this spot. Many viewers of the channel will recognize this as Boiga benculoensis, but not a species we've seen much on the channel this year because we've been herping in Borneo and Peninsula Malaysia and Indonesia, or like highlands of Indonesia and Philippines a lot. So not the kind of places this species typically occurs, but here we can see one of the all-time favorite cat snakes in this southern Thai region, and very, very common in certain rainforests. If you go to really humid rainforests with big trees from kind of like Trang southward, this species starts to pick up, and this one's got some nice pink bands, and I can tell it's thinking about biting me. This one's an adult, but it's not fully gone through the transition. You can see it's still got a lot of browns on the rear half of the body. Like a Hatila, they become green in adulthood, and it starts from the upper body. Please don't bite me. Please don't bite me. Please don't bite me. I know you're thinking about it, buddy. I see you looking at me. I see you looking at me funny. But thank you for not biting me, at least for now. Yeah, they start going green on the upper body, and it eventually envelops the whole thing. And at this size, it's well into the color transition. So another neat find out here. It's so great to be out in these jungles in Trang. It's so freaking nice. Look at this. Beautiful. All right, here we have a snake I don't often see in Trang at all. In fact, I think I've only ever seen one in the province. It's a little juvenile purple kukri snake, or we probably around here it's better to call them brown kukri snake. We don't really ever see the purple morph in Thailand. Always a kind of banded form like this that has touches of gold, touches of browns. Yes, indeed, browns. That's very correct. He's so cute. I love kukri snakes. A lot of the guys were talking about how much they wanted to encounter one on this trip, and in southern Thailand, this is really only the one that you see regularly in this part of southern Thailand, at least, aside from the turbo rare one. So that's a great observation here. A new record for this site. Every time we come here, we get snakes we haven't seen before, which is great. And yeah, the only one I ever saw before in Trang was a annulated morph, this super rare one. I wish I could see one of those again, but stay tuned, maybe one day it will happen. But for now, just the typical morph. Let's get him in hand and try not to get gouged briefly. Oh, wow. Look at that venter. Oh, I forgot how insane the venter on juveniles is. Like, the reds are just crazy with the black and white edges. Yeah, that is freaking beautiful. Look at that. Hell yeah. Lovely purple kukri snake here. Let's let the guys get some photos, I guess. Here's another snake, triangle keelback, adding to the pretty hefty haul we got in not too long tonight. There's been long gaps between snakes, but they've been coming at a very consistent rate, and this one's trying to go chomping on me. I'm speaking a little quieter than usual because we're next to the ranger station, and even though it's fine for us to be inside here, I just want to be respectful and not wake them up. But yeah, this is the first one we've seen on this trip. We didn't see any in Krabi, so unsurprisingly. They haven't showed up in ages there. But down here, lovely triangle keelback, just found around a little pond, typical. All right, so check this out. I went to release this guy, down at the pond, and look, there's one more triangle keelback there, and one more triangle keelback there. Sorry about the quality, it's a bit blurry far away, but I'm sure you can make it out. So a whole party around this pond here where I really reliably turn them up. Holy fuck, we did it. Alone, walking by myself, crossing the road. That's a huge red-headed krait, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. This is like our guest's #1 target and it's huge. My radio was almost completely dead, but I turned it off to save the last the last tiniest bit. And I was able to make one single call to them before it died. And the guys should be coming down, but I want them to see it in situ. I couldn't believe it. It was what I was dreaming of saying tonight. I was just pacing up and down, thinking conditions are fantastic. This road looks so good. They hunt along this stream and I know they'll be crossing from this side. And I saw this tail and I was like, nah, it's gonna be trash, right? But no, it's not. Oh my God, I'm leaving it in situ because I just want them to have that feeling. Holy shit, holy shit. Hey, you stay there, don't move. This one's big, this one's really big. It's like 1.6, 1.7 meters, maybe more, maybe going close to 1.8. That is amazing. I'll get better videos soon, but guys, my phone is back and working. I'm filming, I'm in the jungle. We're on the Thai Peninsula expedition, explore herpetology, and we just got the goat snake. Completely dead, you hear that? I used the last freaking call and I'm hoping they'll be coming soon. It's just completely frozen in situ. I'm in disbelief. This is everything we wanted. And finally I turned one up at this spot. It's been so long. All right, so we got it out here. We got all the guys over and it's safe to say that there's the mood in camp is extremely high. This is the holy grail elapid of southern Thailand for a lot of us, you know. This and the king cobra are always like the two turbo giga showstoppers to get down here. And a large red-headed krait, you know, there's not many snakes in the world that compare to this in terms of their beauty, especially one that's as gentle and easy to cooperate as this one. We've really not touched it much, not done much posing whatsoever, and it immediately sat here in these beautiful positions for us to take a look at. I'll get a little video of me handling it before we go, but this position was just too beautiful to pass up. Look at that. All right, so we got it here on the floor and I'm gonna pick it up now since everyone's done with photography, and it's very, very calm. I know holding snakes like this is kind of touchy for some people, but for us, with the amount of experience we have with the snake, it is 100% totally safe. You know, this snake is not a single one we've ever found has showed any inclination to bite, and this one's no different. If anything, this one's been even more docile. We've had a lot of luck with docile kraits on this trip, and this one is in line with that. And let me try and give you a size reference since I was never able to do that. I'll have to stand up momentarily. But here, have a look at that. It didn't look so big when it was on the ground, huh? But you see that, and let's see if we can get him to go forward on the ground. Look at that size. At least 1.7 meters. I'd be inclined to say 1.75. We measured the one in Yala earlier this year. That one was what, 191 cm, right? Something like that? Yep. 191. So yeah, this snake definitely gets the biggest on average of all the krait species we see. While banded krait may be heavier on average, we've seen a similar number of red-headed kraits to banded kraits in Thailand, me and David, and these ones definitely on average longer in length. And of course they have a wider head, which, you know, a lot of the modern research on venom, a lot of the experts are agreeing now and saying that actually toxicity is nowhere near as important as yield. And although some studies have shown that this krait is not the most toxic LD50-wise, with how big these get on average and how wide their head is compared to the other krait species, I wouldn't be surprised if this snake was incredibly deadly to humans, because I just have a feeling it would deliver a massive yield. But let's have one like close up here of it in my hands before we set this guy go, because it's been an absolute charm. Here, come closer, look at these scars for a moment. I forgot to show those. I'll try and get it docile. Yeah, scars on the head from some kind of battles, no doubt with another species of snake of some kind, maybe another lizard. I know that these eat skinks and stuff. I'm not sure what would do that to its head, but I'm assuming a prey item. It's very common that snakes will have scars on the head from consuming prey. Weird for a snake to have it, but you never know. Some snakes have really sharp teeth, and he's sure been eating a lot. I think he ate all the abalabris around here because we didn't see any tonight. But anyway, this is a freaking fantastic way to end the night. Let's go. All right, we're letting this guy, we presume, we've just randomly designated it male, go just a little down the slope a few meters away from where we found it. Absolutely incredible. Like, truly there isn't much that beats a red-headed Krait sighting. Have a good life, buddy. All right, Bank's driving really fast with no hands. And we're driving home for a certified banger night, including the nigriceps, which I didn't get on film. We saw 10 species of snakes. So our first true major cooking of the trip. Like, obviously that's night in Phuket that was kind of on film, and this one are just absolutely amazing. Like, you can't ask for better than that, and it was worth waiting until the very end when the good stuff showed up. But I can barely speak because of how tired and hungry I am. Off we go. Daytime herping. It looks very, very stormy over there. Holy shit, guys, we just road cruised the Paradisi on the way out. One of the coolest and rarest snakes in southern Thailand, but it's been clipped by a car. I think it still might be able to survive because the damage is very minimal, but we're going to take a close look. It's not the most beautiful individual by any stretch of the imagination, not much red patterning, but damn, I can't believe it. This is one of the freaking rarest snakes for me. They, you know, they inhabit a large area of Thailand and people see them on like tourist islands quite a lot, but for me, this is one I've just barely ever seen encounters of. Look at that. All right, after the excitement of that Paradisi, we've arrived at our spot for herping. I'd give us about 15 minutes before it starts absolutely downpouring with rain. Let's see if we can rustle something up. Unusual counter for inside a cave. Just got this Calotes Emma. Nice big adult female right there. Look at her. Nice greenish coloration on the face as well. Not your typical cave encounter. All right, we did it, man. Came out to the cast pre-rain and look at that in situ there. That is a beaut right there. Stunning Trang clade venustus, the most southern clade. Do you see it?
Yeah.
Ooh, they're much more defined. Where you'll go?
Hard to tell. It looks kind of thick. It looks kind of thick, but could just be an adult male. You see for a male, the color really defined on these Trang ones. Trang. Beautiful. I'm using my soft light now just to give you guys a good look at what we think should be, judging by the thickness, maybe a young female. Obviously we haven't got a dorsal view at all. I just love this in situ here. Like, let's slowly pan out here. Keep your eye on, keep your eye on. How far back can I go before I trip over? Deeper.
3, in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, and look, just giant limestone cast formation here, walking along the wall. Last time I got one in the vegetation here, but this time, in this really humid area that I just told Tristan I reckon it'll be really good. We got a beauty, let's go. I like that this spot has been loyal to me. The first time we went, obviously in December, if you guys remember that video, we were cooking then. And this time, also cooking, like, just limestone cast, good quality forest of big trees bordering oil palm plantations. All right, just touched down in the jungle for tonight's herp. We're coming to a spot in Trang I actually haven't been for 11 freaking years. 11 years. Went here with my dad a couple times a long time ago, but Bank has seen some Hagens here in recent years. So we're gonna check this area out again. First time in a while for me. I saw a Jumeral's monitor here actually. Some boigas, that's what I remember. Let's see what we can turn up tonight. Conditions feel good. A little bit wet, but I reckon there's still gonna be snakes around. Let's get at it. First snake of the night, this is the Hatilomycterizans. We turn the brightness down so you can see it. Very unsurprisingly, back when I used to come here when I was a kid, this was by far the most common snake I saw here. And this one will be left in situ. All right, so Bank took us to his spot. And sure enough, look over there. I just spotted a huge adult female Hagens. Holy crap, man. I've been coming to this forest complex since I was 16 years old, and this is the first one I've seen. Holy crap, guys. Like, I know it's just the Hagens. I know when we go to Thailand's deep south and stuff, like, it's nothing crazy, all right? But first and foremost, I lived in this province when I was 16 to 17. I have herped near enough everywhere, including this spot before. 11 years ago, I went to this spot. And I've only ever seen 2 Hagen's juveniles on the same night in a completely different spot in the far north that we've never been able to go back to since, because it's like closed to the public, right? But now, Bank was telling us that he has in recent years found a couple Hagens at this spot. We went out here and didn't just get any old male, any old juvenile like we sometimes find around KL. A freaking huge adult female. All right, let's cut to the snake and we can show you it properly. Look at that. Look at that, guys. I want to get up close soon, but I haven't had a look at all, but I can see like some vibrant whitish blue colors on the face. That is exactly what we want to see. That is better than anything else. Okay, we got all the group around and they gathered around and she moved, and then there was a lot of people around. So I gave everyone their space, but now I've got a little bit of time to look at this, and you can see what was absolutely our biggest target for tonight, without a doubt. That's the whole reason we came to this spot. Hoping for a Hagen's pit viper, not just anyone, hoping for a huge female. And even though it's not so obvious on this film, you can see those really nice blue hues on the side of the head. Really, really pale color on the upper body all round. Like the bluish color on these is nice, not to mention those kind of dark black bands caused by the dark interstitial skin. It's so huge as well. I'll put my hand next to it here. Doesn't look that big at all. I mean, I guess probably to a lot of you, you're like, yeah, that's a big viper, but wait until we get it out and I'll show you a bit. So, Bank, do you mind just filming me for a moment with this? All right, so I've got Bank in behind the camera, and we're gonna get this girl out now, and I'll show you the size. Yeah, look at that. It's not, as I said before, when, oh, careful. Uh-oh, I think Bank's falling into the stream.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll lift it up, don't worry.
All right.
Okay, here you go, now you can see it. While it's not the biggest Hagens we've ever seen in the wild, it's definitely up there. This one's over a meter long, without a doubt, probably about 1.1, I'm thinking. And it's got a really big head. You know, what's so cool about this viper is the size it gets to. Not only is it beautiful, but it gets massive. Like, people always go on about how big Malcolmi, Sumatranus are, etc. But Hagens, the largest, I've seen Hagens which are on par in size with the largest Sumatranus I've ever seen. So that really puts in perspective how freaking big these get. Maybe they don't get as big as often per se as Sumatranus, but they still have the capability to reach absolutely enormous sizes. And we are just so privileged to see this girl here tonight. And without further ado, I'm going to continue with some more photos, and then we're going to release her exactly where she was before. But I hope you could just enjoy a little bit of handling footage of me and this awesome snake. Let's go. Holy crap, while the other guys were ogling the huge female, Aaron and Bank walked just maybe 25 meters up the stream and got a really big adult male as well. I can't show the size in this, but this is one of the larger adult males we've seen in our time herping in Thailand. Really long lengthwise, with a very decently sized head. I think you can make out from the black markings on the edges of the scales how big that is, because obviously if it was small, it'd be way harder to see. And just like the female, this one's an absolute sweetheart. Like, it is so gentle, so calm. Sometimes these guys jump around everywhere. They're so freaking difficult to keep still or even take a picture of. But this one, look at it just sitting here. It's so cool that I've been able to come here tonight and find Hagens in Trang for the first time in so long. And the first adults I've ever seen. Two of the better individuals I've seen in a while. You can make out that distinctive pale whitish cyan teal blue on the flanks there, which makes this, in my opinion, one of the best green beans out there. And I'm beginning to doubt whether this can even be truly considered a green bean with the amount of patterning it has. Probably not. Probably we've been too harsh on it in the past. But I love Hagens, and I especially love seeing them here. This is amazing. All right, moments after arriving, I took the guys up the trail, and Magnus spotted our first Albolabris of the spot. This place continues to consistently provide for me. This one's just a little juvenile female. Wait, I see a white stripe. Could be a male. It's kind of hard to tell when they're small like this, but we'll bring it out anyway. That's the second green bean of the night, or very much a true green bean. You can tell it's Albolabris by the red stripe pattern on the tail. That kind of distinguishes it from the other vipers in the area. Very easy to determine with that particular feature. Nice one, cool in situ as well, just ambushing against these little twigs here on the limestone cast. Yeah, that's for sure a juvenile male actually. I can see a little trace of a white stripe by the eye. And I can also see a lot of ants running about in the background. It's a cool little shot. Love seeing snakes in situ. I was walking around down there. I looked up and we got a nice adult Albolabris here. Another male by the looks of things with that white stripe. It's strange. Sometimes they have touches of red on them. But I'd be very inclined to think this is a male with that very prominent white stripe. Either way, this is a really kind of precarious place to film, so I'm going to bring it down to the others. All right, finally we got this one to sit still on the rock, and you can see it in all its glory here. A little feisty guy. You know, I always stay far away from these after specific traumatic experiences in the past that got me more than 1 million views on YouTube and a lot of really, really low IQ comments. But yeah, it was a male, a little bit smaller than this actually, and it only injected from one fang. So I was mostly okay, didn't require any anti-venom. And it's always nice to revisit my old nemesis. Look at him go. This one wasn't afraid to take a little nip. I blew on his head and he went to try and make him sit back. But so green. It's got to be one of the most like vibrant green of all the Trimerosaurus, of all these green beans. And this one is the ultimate green bean for us, at least in Thailand. It's the true freaking green bean. Huge range, even though apparently it'll be split up. But these days I've given up on that split and I'm back to calling this just standard T. albolabris. Looks great here. Nice to see an adult and a juvenile walking around the cast. Love it.